Hi, I'm Lorraine Tierney with Chat and Craft with Lorraine, and I'm coming on today to show you the Artfully Composed Suite and all of the wonderful things you can make with it. It's a great little suite, and I think you'll really like it. I'm just going to check and see how things look on um, Facebook. See if I can see that. Okay, we seem to be good there. I'm going to cover that up because that distracts me. So I want to show you all about this Artfully Composed suite. It's really beautiful. I'm going to be having a stamp camp with this suite at the end of January. I forgot to check my calendar specifically. I think it is, let me see, I'm opening a calendar. It's a Friday evening and a Saturday, and there's 12 demonstrators from around the world. It will be January 28th and 29th. And we will all do a Facebook Live and show you a card that you can make with this suite. We also will provide you with a card kit to make 12 cards. Those cards come with PDF instructions as well as video instructions. And those are each made by the demonstrators from our group called Creativity Abounds. We've done 2 other stamp camps like this, and they've been really successful. People have enjoyed them a lot. If you'd like more information on this, I'd be happy to share it with you. And there'll be a lot more about it after January 4th when the new catalog goes live. So just wanted you to keep it in the back of your mind. So let me switch my camera around so we can get started and make a beautiful birthday Z-fold card together, and I'll show you the suite. Okay, so this is the stamp set that comes in the suite. It's called Artfully Layered. It has a great, this is a fun background stamp to just add a little bit of stuff. There's some leaves. I love that these look like hearts as well. And then some great sentiments. Thank you, happy birthday, all the hugs, they're great. And then it comes with some dies. So it has this one that makes a cute little edge on things, and I used it on the sentiment piece that we're going to put on the card today. That's a fun one. And then there's dies that cut out the stamps. And one of the, oh, I know where it is. So this one cuts out that leaf. And this one will cut out that. Whoops, I guess it goes this way. This way. There you go. And then these are other leaves that you can cut out. You can cut out little hearts. And these two make the like texture lines and things. They don't cut anything out, but they make cute lines. And then there's one more die. Where did my where did the zigzag line go? Well, hopefully it will turn up. Oh, here it is. Okay. And then there's this one that cuts out another, a different style of leaf. And I still have my die cut in there because I'm going to show you something with that. So that's the stamps and the dies. The suite also comes with a ribbon. And this ribbon is very soft, very flexible. It's a little big for tying bows, but we've got lots of other tricks up our sleeves that you can do with that ribbon. It comes with some great faux sea glass shapes, and I've tried coloring them with my blends, and that works. These are really fun. And then there's the paper, and I'll show you some different cards I've made with it too. I did some embossing and stamping with this. I kind of like that. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with it yet, but I do like it. And then here are some of the papers that I've used already. So they all have these wild leaves on them. There's Old Olive, Just Jade, Pale Papaya, Evening Evergreen, Calypso Coral, fun colors. The papers do look a little wild at first, but I tell you, there's some beautiful cards out there already. Some dark colors on the other side. So they're really, really pretty. I have a paper video that shows you all these different colors. I've got a dimensional stuck in there. Okay, now it's stuck on my finger. So here are some of the different papers. They're really, really pretty. And that stamp camp, by the way, it's all virtual. It's all online. It's all recorded, and you will have access to it forever. This suite also comes with some cool vellum paper. So these are, there's two sheets, I guess, of every design, but this is vellum. It's really, really pretty. It's a softer gray than it's looking in my screen right now. This one looks kind of like a map. And there's these words, and they are in English, and you can read them. I'm not going to read them all to you right now. And then here's another map. It's kind of a white one. And then this looks like a book or a dictionary. And it's not quite so dark as what you see right there. And then here's a white one that looks a lot like this one at the beginning, but it's in white. So they're really pretty. And I left a piece in there, another white piece in there. They look really, really nice with a lot of different papers. I've seen them combined with a lot of different things. So this is basically the card we're going to make. I've changed it a little bit, but this is one of the Z folds. I've seen a couple of different things called Z folds, but there's your Z up there. So this is the card we're going to make today. And then at the end, I'll show you a bunch of other cards that I've made with this suite. And don't worry about writing down all these measurements. I'll give you a link to a blog post that will have all of those written down for you. So I'm just grabbing my trimmer because we're going to score our card base a little bit. So this card base is 4 1/4 by 11, and we are going to score it at 5 1/2. We have some embossing powder on things. Let me just making a very scratchy noise, and I don't like it. Okay, first we're going to score it at 5 1/2. And then we're going to score that side in half again. So that's 2 3/4. Okay. And that's all we'll need with the trimmer or the score. I'm going to fold this and use my bone folder to get a nice crease. And then I'm going to fold this one back the other way. So that's our card base. That's pretty easy. Then I have a piece, and that's Pool Party, by the way. I have a piece of Evening Evergreen and a piece of the double-sided patterned paper, the Artfully Composed, what's the paper is called? Artfully Composed, okay, paper. And I'm going to glue that onto the Evening Evergreen piece of cardstock. This one is 3 3/4 by 5. And this is just 1/8 of an inch smaller all the way around. So there's that. And we're going to put that on here. And I'm going to try to get it centered so that I have roughly the same border, top, bottom, left, and right. Okay, and I'm going to put my finger right there because I only want the glue to go below that finger. I don't want the glue to come out and get all over the place. I've got a big glob there. I'm just going to spread it out a little. Okay. So again, I'm using my grid paper to make sure this is straight so that I can get this on there straight and even on all four sides. And I just make sure no glue is coming out. There we go. And then I have a little piece of the vellum. I'm going to make sure I have that on the right side. And I'm going to put that right there. It just mutes the colors a little tiny bit. And we're going to put some of the die cuts on there. So this die cut, I've trimmed a little bit of the stem off of the bottom. We're going to layer these. And then we're going to put this one on. And I prefer this, this die with the pieces still in. I'm going to pop them out and show you that those come out, and they're pretty cool used like that also. But I like them. I like it when it has a little bit more coverage to it. I thought having 3 of them open like that just looked a little bit too busy to me. So I'm going to put these back in. They're pretty easy since it's just 2 pieces. And then what I tend to do is use my seal, and I go right across the whole thing. It's a little bit easier if it's still in the die when you do that. It got a little bit sticky, but that will just hold those pieces in place. There we go. Okay, now vellum is tricky, getting vellum down and not having the adhesive show. So I'm going to show you how I'm thinking of putting these things. This is going to go in the back. So I'm going to go ahead, and it's not pressed into place, but that's roughly where I think that will go. And then I'm going to put this across and these on top of that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and push that down, because now I know I can put a lot of adhesive right behind that leaf and it's not going to show. I want this to go from side to side, and I want a little bit of the vellum coming out underneath. So I know I can put some adhesive behind where this is going to go also. Okay, so I'm going to flip it over, and they're just laying those in place, and I can put some adhesive there and some adhesive right across here. And I know that won't show when I have my other things on. And again, I'm going to try to get this centered as best I can. Okay. Whoa, don't put it on upside down. So now I think I would sort of like to pop that up, but then these are going to be popped up and hard to attach. So I am not going to pop that up. I'm just going to put this on with some seal. This is probably going to run out. I see that little red piece coming. And like I said, I want a little bit of that vellum to show underneath. And this fits just across from edge to edge. Okay, and I'm going to use some liquid glue, just some little dots of glue. I could use little glue dots. I like the glue dots that come in my paper pumpkin kit. Those are nice and little and flat. I got a little glue. There we go. I'm going to put this here. I don't mind if some of the ends are not quite flat. It gives it a little bit of texture, and I like that. And I'm going to put a little glue, at least on the center pieces of this. And has a couple of ends that have room for a little bit. And again, if it doesn't stay quite flat, that's okay. I like the texture. So I'm just going to hold those down. I'll count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and that's basically the front. I am going to stamp on my inside. I'm going to stamp, no, let's see, we did happiest birthday wishes on the outside. I am not going to stamp on the inside. I'm just going to put this on. And now this is a little bit tricky because it has to fit pretty well. I don't want the white to show. It has to be lined up exactly underneath that piece. So I'm going to use, I'm looking over here to make sure, and I'm going to quickly close it and see how I did. I can see a little bit on the bottom. So I'm going to lift that up just a smidge, and I haven't pressed it down super tight. There we go. Just because I wanted to have that wiggle room. And now I'll press that down. And I'm going to put some of those faux sea glass shapes on here. Okay. Whoops, I stuck to that glue that I wiped off earlier. I think I'll do some of the green on there and a white one, maybe over here, and a little bit bigger green one up there. So I love those little faux glass dots, and this card will stand. So that's nice. And it's really pretty. I love the bright, fun colors, a little bit of a jungle feel. So I'll show you some of the other cards that I've made so far. I've made more, but some of them will be coming out on blog posts soon. So I can't show you just yet, but here's a pretty simple one. Just a hay there. I didn't put anything in the inside of that one. This one is similar. There's that leaf with the insides taken out. So it's got a different shape. And then I put a piece of the same pale papaya paper and a leaf on the inside of this one. There you go. You can see the veins in that now. On this one, I really like how this one came out. I used this piece. I cut a bunch of these out of a piece of Whisper White, the thick basic white, and I used it as a stencil. And I sponged, or I used my blending brushes to put some ink around it. So that's how I got that background. And then I did a little flicking with my Stamp and Blend, and then just layered some of the different cutouts, die cuts there. This one I stamped on the patterned paper and then cut out. And I cut the ribbon in half on this one. I took a piece about this long and then I cut it in half this way and tied it to make that. And I also colored that with my blend a little bit. I thought it looked a little bit too stark. So I used one of the soft succulent blends to color that. And then I made this one on the pale papaya, and I did a little stamping back there and a thank you. And this one I didn't quite finish. I noticed I haven't put any die cuts on it, but that's what that one looks like. And those are the opposite sides of the paper that give you that. So there's a few other cards for you to look at. I hope you like this Z fold card today. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. It's hard for me to see the comments while I'm doing this, but I will respond to them. And I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you need anything, please let me know. And I would love it if you would like this and share it or tag a friend that might like to see it. I guess I could come back on and say thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me, and I appreciate your support. Let me know if there's any way I can help. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.